Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. Sorry for the delay, guys. It's me, it's Jarvis. So tonight we're going to cover the latest Man United, and there have been some updates today from Ben Jacobs. Also, we have been linked to a new player, so I want to do a quick presentation of him because, guys, there were some updates today, and this came out. I haven't seen this before. It's Manchester United make move for Ibrahim Mbaye. And, Man United have been linked with the 18-year-old PSG forward. He's one of the biggest talents to come through the PSG Academy, and the report suggests that United have made an initial move to explore the deal. But it's important to point out that it isn't at a advanced transfer stage yet, and there's no confirmed bid and no agreement between the clubs. So the background is fairly straightforward, and Bayer wants regular first team football, and that's difficult to come by at PSG, given that they have wingers like Dembele and Kvaratskhelia. So the thing is, he wants game time, and could be an option for us. But there have been other interests, club like Aston Villa, Spurs, and now reportedly Man United. As for the fee, that's where things gets interesting. PSG believe he's valued around 35 million euros, while reports suggest Man United would be closer to buy 25 million euros. So we will see about this. We will cover the case when it comes to Mbaye. And also there are other update news. We have seen today the Vinicius Junior deal to Arsenal falling through, and Vinicius Junior has agreed a deal for 6 more years, according to Fabrizio Romano. So that's Arsenal snubbed, and we know this. We learned the hard way when it comes to the Real Madrid players. There have been several links with Ben Jacobs, with Berge, with Tyler Adams, even with Manu Koné. Some updates even on Baleba. We will talk a little bit about Rashford. Lewis Hall fell through. Where do we move next? Who's our new left back option? And we will talk a little bit about Xerxes with renewed interest from Italy. So, guys, we will have a great show, Stu and I. Get those likes in, subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils. And Stu and I will be back after this short intro. So, guys, see you in a second. Yes. Welcome to the Tactical Devils, and I want to add Stu to the stage. Welcome, Stu. I hope you're well. Hope you had a great Thursday and are ready for a couple of hours, at least 1.5 hours of the Tactical Devils.
Always. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Jarvis. Yes, not too bad. I had a kickabout last night to try my knee out, and that didn't go well. So back on the injury list again, and I think that's going to be it till after Christmas at the earliest, I think. But it is what it is, isn't it? You can't do anything about it. It's age. It's my first serious injury in 50 years of playing the game. So I've got quite lucky. So I want to get fit now and get back at it to after Christmas. And see where the mighty Tipton Town are, because we've got a tough league. We've been merged into a new league, which is going to be very, very difficult this season. So I was looking forward to that, but I'll be a bit part player this year. But if I can get back and I still see the season, I'll be well happy.
Yeah. Ursula Farrow, what are you saying? What are you trying to tell me?
Are we going for your guy, Sunderberg?
To another club. Interestingly, there were a little update on the Sunderberg news, because we talked about this. I don't know if I mentioned it on this channel, or was it on your Noradin's channel yesterday, that Che Charles has been linked to Fulham, and maybe I mentioned it on this channel. But unfortunately, we speculated right away that Sander Berge is moving from Fulham. But this came out. I don't know if you saw this, dude. That Sasha Lukic is set to join Ipswich from Fulham, and the club-to-club agreement is closed if all goes to plan. And Lukic will undergo his medical on Friday. So this could mean that we're not getting Sander Berge after all. So they're selling Lukic. It's not Sander Berge who's on his way out door. So a little bit of a disappointment today when it comes to the Sander Berge saga. So yeah, but Lukic is a hell of a player, isn't he?
Oh, he's a fantastic player, absolutely fantastic talent. I'm surprised he's dropped from Fulham to Ipswich, though. That's a strange move for me, that one. I mean, he'd have been, unless he just doesn't rate Arbeloa as a manager. That is a big shock to me. It could well we speculated the other day, and I said to you, if we don't get Lewis Hall before Arsenal sign Guimaraes, I think we'll struggle to get him after that. It still may prove to be incorrect. We still may land him latter part of the transfer window, but it's highly unlikely now that they're going to let Lewis Hall go alongside Guimaraes and Tonali. But Lukic, that's a strange one to go to Ipswich. I could have seen him maybe move up a little bit and maybe go to, say, Villa. I think it'd be perfect for Villa with Antonee missing at the moment. And maybe Brentford or Bournemouth would be a really good place for him to go. Ipswich is a strange one. So I don't know what his contract situation was at Fulham, whether he had a year left or not. That's a great piece of business for Ipswich, because they need that Premier League experience. So
yeah, but the main target is, what about Sander Berge? Why aren't we signing Sander Berge? We need Sander Berge right now. I need him in as the third midfielder for me. I think it would be detrimental for this Man United team.
Well, the interesting thing is, right, we all knew there's absolutely no way Vinny Jr. was going to end up at Arsenal. We all knew that. Everybody knew that. That's just...
Apparently not the Arsenal fans.
Well, apparently not the Arsenal.
Talking about that, I just want to have a super chat also coming in from Blank. Thank you, Blank, always coming in with the supporting the channel, saying let's take a moment to laugh at Arsenal fans.
Yes, why not? Yes, why not? And I think we should take a fucking moment to laugh at the Arsenal fans. There's absolutely no chance on earth Vinny Jr. was going to come to London. He signed a 6-year contract. We believe 600 grand a week, if you believe everything you've heard. Real Madrid is spent. I can't fucking believe that deal for Diamandi was up to about 120 million euros in the end, wasn't it? What the fuck what is going on with the try? It's just insane. So if you are spending 120 million on a Diamandi Junior, Jarvis, you haven't got a fucking hope of landing Vinny G. Not hope in hell. Even if he has only got 1 year left on his deal, no way are you getting Vinny Jr. for less than 120. It's just fucking madness. So I'm not surprised by that. I think
it's all about the contract, weren't it? You want to leave so they forced him to sign a new contract. You either sign a new contract now or
and now in the current market,
allow you to leave on the free.
Yeah, in the current market, Vinny Jr. never gets sold. Not in the current market. It's just absolutely crazy. I mean, if PSG are looking at 140 for Barcola, which means Kvaratskhelia is going to be 170, 180. Vinny Jr. has got to be up at that money, about 170, 180. It's just absolutely nuts. It's crazy. The whole market is gone, and I'm going to get pelters for this, by the way, but I'm also coming down actually on the fact that United can't see value in the market right now, because somebody tell me where the value is, because I don't get it. I don't see the value anymore. If you are paying 120 for Diamandi, 75 for Guimaraes, which I think is a good deal, and in this current market, 75 million for Guimaraes I think is pretty good. Real Madrid apparently only wanted to pay 50 million for Rodri. City wants something like 75, 80 million for Rodri. So I think they're talking to Barcelona, aren't they now, or something along those lines. It's just
There are
absolutely
some links, yeah,
madness.
with Rodri and Barcelona right now. There, and even I've read some reports from credible journalists saying that he would prefer Barcelona, and there have been so many rumors back and forward today. With him talking about even Yamal coming in and Lamine Yamal coming in and persuading Rodri to come to Barcelona. And Barcelona are desperate right now because of Frenkie de Jong.
Yeah,
He's injured, so they need a deep lying playmaker type
they do.
of player. So
They do.
I'm not surprised that Barcelona is coming in for Rodri, and who knows where he lands
Well,
lands when he.
I think Jarvis. I said to you, I think Rodri wants to go back to Spain. I think that's it. I think that's what he wants to do. And I think you only get one chance at Madrid at his age. You only get maybe one chance at Barcelona at his age as well. So I think actually that's what it is. But when you look at the market, there is no value anymore. It's gone. There's zero value in this market, and I think I don't know what we're playing at right now in terms of how we want to set up. I don't think. I know you want to talk about Lewis Hall later. I did say the other day that I thought that deal would never get done if we didn't get it done before Guimaraes. We weren't interested in Guimaraes, Jarvis, by the looks of it, because
I think we put our feelers out there to see where he was, and Man United have been clear all the time. We only want players who are committed to come to Man United, and Guimaraes apparently wasn't committed to Man United. For him,
he was
maybe
committed
it
to
was
Arsenal,
money, maybe
wasn't
it
he?
was
Yeah.
prestige, maybe he wants to play for the title holder. I don't know, but apparently I think we checked it out and found out in March, April, and then it was a no deal.
So he's another path of least resistance player, isn't he? He's
Mm.
one of those. So I won't go for a challenge. I'll go where I can potentially find an easier route. So that's what it is. But ultimately, it just sorry, I got hay fever. Excuse me, got hay fever.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah, thank you. Ultimately, I don't see the value in the market. No, I think the market is so overinflated. I think it's got, and this is why I don't think Liverpool have gone in, to the market at all, because I don't think they can see any value in it either. And so it's getting to a stage where I'm not quite sure what we're going to do and how we're going to go around doing it right now. Because where do you now go? Well, I don't know where else to go. I hear Baleba's injured. He's picked up an ankle injury. So I hear he's injured. There's been not any credible rumblings for us on Sander Berge. Sangare ended up at Brentford. Guimaraes has ended up at Arsenal. Tonali at Tottenham. Anderson, we'll never get an Anderson anyway, over at City. There's still Alex Scott floating around, and I suppose you would suggest that Wharton's moving around, but there's been zero talk around Wharton, really. And Alex Scott has gone quiet as well. City seem to be apparently turning their attention to Neto, don't they, from Chelsea? They seem to think he's he's a player they want. They want that Buadi as well. I just don't know what we do and where we go. Actually, it's a bit of a tricky one. I think we're in a sticking point now.
Yeah, when I talked with Nuruddin about this on United Real Therapy yesterday, and we are in a peculiar situation because we are heading into the end of the transfer window, and again we know prices are getting up at the end of the window when desperation kicks in. We know that the prices will go up, and we are always looking for the value in the market, as you talked about. And I feel right now that we are making a fairly open situation very difficult for ourselves, by stalling, waiting, not putting in the money when we could, and leaves us with a lot of C and D and E and F options when it comes to our list. So again, I'm not. I sat there last week. I said I was optimistic because of the data analytics theme and all of this, but I think we are running out of options at think we are running out of options, especially when you look at the left back. When we look at now, maybe we are adding a forward. We saw the Ibrahim Mbaye rumors that came in, the PSG winger, and I don't think it's entirely without feet. I think we are exploring the market for a forward position. This Ibrahim Mbaye, although he's 18-year-old, he's very mature for his age. He's well built. I think he's from Senegal. Strong, athletic, and also we know PSG are looking at the Ajax forward. What's his name? Mika Götze, or what's his name? Guys in the chat, type his name so I know how to pronounce it. The dribbling winger from Ajax, and there won't be any game time for Ibrahim Mbaye. So what we are doing right now, I feel like we are running out of options when it comes to left backs. We didn't get Lewis Hall, so what do? Do they panic, buy someone else, or do they put it in the bin, wait, don't sign a left back this season because we don't have we don't have to, because we have Luke Shaw still. The reason is because Luke Shaw is out of contract next summer, so we are ahead of the curve signing a left back this season, and maybe they are just planning on playing Harry Amos and Masraoui or Dallo on the left if possible, and Dorgu. So, from a squad sense, we have options. We're not desperate, but we are kind of desperate. So maybe they're just putting it in the bin and moving on to the next position. And maybe we are looking at the forward right now. And not looking at the left back until next season because we have other options coming in then. I don't know. I'm just guessing now.
Well, I wouldn't have looked at left back this season anyway, and I wouldn't really necessarily go after a forward either. We've got to sort out the middle of the park, and we need a straight six to do that. We've demonstrated, the way that Carrick is wanting to play, or how we think he wants to play, and you require a six to do that. We've seen it. A lot of people have told us in the past, Jarvis, that Vitinha doesn't stay deep. He does. We've seen it. We've demonstrated to people that he plays as a six, an advanced six on occasion, but a six. We've demonstrated to everybody that he plays as a six, so we need a six to do that. Now, you are going to do one or two things if you're Michael Carrick right now. If you're not getting the right personality that you want, the right profile of player, then you've got a decision to make. And it's a big fucking decision. It really is. And that is who at the current quartet will say, which is Bruno, question mark, no. Tielemans possibly could. Santos possibly could. Mainu possibly could. But you want to. So again, this comes back to me as a footballer. What would I do? Currently, I mean, Kobe Mainu, by the way, hasn't come back yet, and it's worth pointing that out. And yet, Lionel Messi is already playing back in the MLS. I know it doesn't mean anything. Paredes is playing already for his club. I know it doesn't mean anything particularly, but they're there, they're back, they're playing club football. And Mainu isn't back yet. He's not back till Monday, is he, or something along those lines? Maybe tomorrow, but probably Monday. So he's not even back. Rashford's not back, and he didn't really play a lot, So I don't know what it says. I don't know what it says to fans about their attitude. But if I'm Kobe Mainu, Jarvis, and I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I'd try and get myself in as a six. I would do what I could as a six. I'd look at what Lenny Yoro is doing at the moment. Having Jarvis, by the way, I'm not saying he's having to play at right back, wasn't he? Because we didn't have a right back. So he's having to play as a right back, and he's done pretty well. So I'm Kobe Mainu. I'm looking about the current quartet of midfielders. Where am I going to play? Am I going to usurp Tielemans? No. Everybody says, by the way, Kobe Mainu is not a six. Show me some evidence that Kobe Mainu is not a six. Don't tell me that. Show me the evidence, because I can tell you on a number of occasions he's played as a six. On a number of occasions he's played at six. So show me the evidence that says he's not a six, because good quality players can play in any position. Good quality footballers can do it. And we've seen it with other teams. We've seen it with other players all the time. You know, I know he presses entirely too high, but you can, you know, you can press from deep. It's no problem. You can sit, you can marshal. It's not a difficult position to play if you are running the standard way of playing the six, and that is 10-yard balls. Win the ball, pass the ball. Win the ball, pass the ball. Win the ball, pass the ball. That's what a six does. That's exactly how Vitinha does it. He wins it and he moves it. He wins it and he moves it. We can do it. He can do it. He just doesn't want to, potentially. So that's my way of thinking. I'm spoken about Mount, by the way, Jarvis. Not even spoken about. And I think a lot of people would consider.
You don't want to open that can of worms.
I don't want to open that can of worms, but I would imagine a lot of people consider right now Mount might even start against Hull. Yeah. So if Mount starts against Hull, then what do you do? Do you use Santos as your six?
Personally, I believe Santos is the six right now. But we haven't seen the midfield with Tielemans, Bruno, with Mbeumo back, so we don't know. We don't know yet. You know, and you know, for me, I don't think we are going to play with a full-on six. I think we are going to go with the hybrid number 8s, as we talked about earlier. But
I don't think it works.
It's a staggered midfield, and they work like this. So basically, you have them, but one of them needs to have the full defensive responsibility, sort of say. But both will operate as the six when needed.
I don't think it worked for us, that hybrid system. I don't like, you know me anyway, Jarvis. I don't like a hybrid system. I never have done. You know, with the reason why a hybrid system, in my opinion, won't work is because we've got lack of legs at the back in terms of speed. So we're going to have to play a deeper line rather than a high line. Now, we know that Carrick wants to play a high line, don't we? We've seen him want to play a high line in a couple of games already in pre-season. Back end of last year, he wanted to play a high line. Did get caught a few times, didn't we? With balls over the top and speed. Now, we know that Maguire is excellent in the air and he's quite good at reading the game, but we also know his pace is just fucking terrible. We know
it's a liability when it comes to playing with a high line. Obviously, he needs to take that extra yard of base defensively to have that little bit of headway before he starts running in duels with the strikers. And you know, fair play to him, but again, it doesn't suit the way we want to play if we are playing with a compact high line. Because when we talk about high lines, you know, if we press with our front three or front four, whatever we want to do, it's vital that the back four pushes up, so the space in between the lines are as small or little as possible. So you know,
you want to kill the pocket.
It's the basics, but I think what Carrick actually now is doing with the 4-man press, the 4-2-4, and we have 4 men, you know, be pressing the whole front line, but actually we're not pressing, we're just blocking passing lanes. As far as I understand.
Yeah, it's still dangerous.
So it's kind of a high mid block in a way with 4 guys, and maybe it's because we don't have the recovery pace in our center back, so we're not going, you know, full gung ho or whatever it's called. So maybe this is where we are at the moment. It's more of a threat.
I agree. But the problem with that, the 4-man presser, it's a 3-ball get out though. That's the thing. It is a 3-pass get out. It's a little lob into the middle. It's a click out to the side, and you're away. You're out in 3 balls. And you know, and I don't think we've necessarily got the pace to stop that. That's if teams are clever, by the way, Jarvis. I'm talking about clever teams here. You're talking about, and I 100% agree with you. The blocking the pass and aids when they're playing out from the back or trying to play out from the back. But if you scoop the ball over, you drop it into ACAS and you drop it into the middle part, you get one quick sweep out to the wing and you're out, aren't you? You are. I'm not saying all the time, pal. I'm not saying that all the time, but we've seen it done on the odd occasion. So the reason I like a lone 6 is lack of confusion, basically, in a nutshell. I always feel that when you've got two hybrids, 2 8s and 6s, which whatever you want to go, I'm going to go with hybrids. I quite like that. I think it can get confusing and you're right about the. Baleba and no, it wasn't Baleba. It was McAllister and Casado, wasn't it, for Brighton? Played hybrid 6 and 8s, and they were brilliant, weren't they? Getting up the pitch, they were absolutely fantastic at it. I just don't think we're quite there yet with that. As much as I understand what you're getting at, I don't think we're quite there yet.
On that one, I can agree we're not there yet, but I think it's something to aim for, and I think Carrick is aiming for it in the future when we get the right personnel.
Play. Now, if you had Sander Berge in, okay, you've got the option to do two things, because you won't know as well as I do, and we've just raved about Lukic, haven't we? I think the surprise that both of us have spoken about. Now, they've played two ways. They play as a straight 6 with Sander Berge, or they play as a hybrid when Berge does go. If he does go, Lukic sits. But mainly Berge plays as a 6 there, doesn't he? But they've got that ability to play the hybrid. But they've been doing that for 2 seasons now, correct? 2 seasons.
But when it comes to Sander Berge, okay, he's very good positionally, but he also wanders a lot. He also wanders.
He does wander. Yeah, he does wander.
Pace, to get back there when needed. So I think he can do a lot of things, and I think he's not a full-on number 6. I think he can play as a number 8. I think he likes to drift if he has the freedom. Keep in mind he played as an 8 for Sheffield United.
He did
in the Premier League. His 2 first seasons in the Premier League. So he has it in him. In this caliber of repertoire, to call it like that. So
he can play a 6, but he can play a 6, and that's the key element to that type of profile of player, isn't it? Berge, today I want you as a 6. The end. That's how I want you to play for 90 minutes, or however long you're on the pitch. This week, Jarvis, as you quite rightly said, I want you as an 8. I'm going to drop Santos in, or Tielemans behind you. I want you as the driving force in the middle. Tielemans, I want you to pick it up as a 6 and use the ball. So we've got, Berge would give us that option, wouldn't he? And I think Sander Berge and a Tielemans or a Santos and a Kobe, by the way, get Bruno out of trouble. They keep him out of trouble. So when he loses the ball, particularly Sander Berge, keeps Bruno out of trouble. So when he's, and we know he'll do this, when he's falling down, flailing his arms, having a bad time of it because he's been kicked or whatever, Sander Berge can mop it up. That's what I think, and that's why I think he'd be absolutely brilliant for us. We haven't seen Santos, Mount, and Bruno in the same 11. So if Bruno is to go on his runs or whatever, and he loses it, we get quick turnover against us. We don't know whether Santos can sweep up, do we? And we know that, by the way, that Mount won't be able to sweep up, don't we?
Yeah.
So
no, Mount won't be able to do it. Not in the extent that we need. We are talking about. We are comparing now with Rodri at City, with Caicedo, Chelsea, with
Jarvis, I'm sorry, I've got a problem.
Declan Rice at Arsenal.
Now we're talking. Now you see, Aaron, this is where we do agree, fella. Because Jarvis will tell you.
Fantastic shout, Aaron.
Yeah.
Because Polinia is actually available. He is available. Bayern Munich have stated he's not in their project going forward.
I thought he'd moved on, pal.
No, he's still available. He's still available.
Now, see, Aaron.
If I'm wrong, guys, let me know in the chat. But I'm pretty sure that Polinia is available. Problem with Polinia, he's not getting any quicker.
No, but we'd have had him from Fulham, wouldn't we? When he went to Bayern, we both said, wouldn't we, that was the time to get him. And then Fulham pulled a masterstroke by paying Sheffield United 20 million or whatever it was to get Sander Berge. And now we want Sander Berge. So there you go. Interesting. Interesting.
It's very interesting debate, Stu, on the midfield, and we're not done with it yet because we have so much more to talk about. But I wanna touch a little bit about Rashford. There were some reports I read today coming out, and there were some mentioning of Rashford. Ben Jacobs did an did a talk on United stand, and Ben Jacobs is one of the, not tier one maybe, but he's up there. He's up there, and this report came out. Ben Jacobs told us that in an ideal world, Man United will still want to sell Marcus Rashford, getting his wages off the books as well as a good transfer fee will allow for them to be more aggressive in the transfer window. So this goes without saying, and they wouldn't stand in his way if a good offer was made. The wording "a good offer" for me, that will be any kind of money from 1 million to 10 million, because you are ahead of the curve, Stu. You said this when we rejected Barcelona for the 25 millions, I believe, and they offered half, so 12 million something, and we weren't willing to negotiate. Again, I put that on Wilcox and Berada. I think they made a big mistake not considering that Rashford is on such a high wages that he will be a tough sale. Any money actually would have helped us out, and now we have to pay his wages. I believe he's on 325.
325, that's what I think.
So that's about 15, 16, 17 million something. 3 times 5, that's 15 plus a little bit more, so 16 million maybe a year on Rashford. So I've done some thinking when it comes to Rashford, what to do with Rashford, and we know he's been linked to Fenerbahçe. I mentioned this the other day.
Yep.
And Fenerbahçe, they are no mugs. They are playing in the Turkish league. Now we saw Mo Salah signing for Trabzonspor.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good players. Galatasaray have Osimhen, and
Greenwood's out there.
Even if you look at Fenerbahçe, they have players like Nathan Ake, Semedo, Skriniar, the old PSG centre back. They have Inter centre back. They have Guendouzi, the Arsenal midfielder. Amrabat, Fred is there. N'Golo Kante, Asensio, the guy who played for Real Madrid and Aston Villa. They have Mason Greenwood. So they are no mugs. They have a lot of good players and they pay good wages. They have a 40% income tax in Turkey, but the club pays the tax, so the players get paid net.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
So that's also something to consider. So I think they can match Rashford's wages, and I don't think there were a report from Romano the other day saying that Rashford didn't want to go to Fenerbahçe, but then I realized Fenerbahçe is playing the Champions League qualifier. They played against Sturm Graz, if I'm not wrong.
It's already started, hasn't it? The Champions League qualifying. Because Hearts play tonight.
And they won the game 2-1. So from what I understand now is Fenerbahçe is in a good position to qualify for the Champions League. And I wouldn't be surprised if Fenerbahçe comes in qualified for the Champions League in the last 5 to 10 days. Saying we want Rashford, and Rashford agreeing to come to Fenerbahçe. So right now, I'm rooting for Fenerbahçe to go through through the Champions League, and then I think we might have a possibility. So this is just me, Jarvis Kalia Sport, doing some wild rumors. But what's your take on my hypothesis, or what do you want to call it?
Hypothy.
Yeah.
Do you know something? Your logic is well-rounded and very, very sound, because I'm with you. Look, we should have taken 10 million, 12 million off Barcelona, because we would have saved, an extra 40 million potentially on top in salary per year. Over the 2 years he's got left remaining on his contract. We would have saved a lot of money doing that. But for some reason, we've agreed not to do that, and we want some kind of transfer fee, 20 million and above. I think two things. I actually don't think Rashford will want to play in the Premier League for anyone else apart from Manchester United. I actually believe that. I think
Villa, didn't he? So
I think that was you go into Villa whether you like it or not.
okay,
The way that I read that into. So I think moving abroad in one of the top 5 leagues is quite a good idea for him. And I also think you're right. I think Turkey somehow has engineered themselves into a probably the 5th best league in and around Europe. Probably better than Portugal because of the players that you've just read off that are in the Turkish league at the moment.
they have a lot of big players and they pay good salaries. As I
but
said,
you
they
did
pay
forget.
net.
Yes, but you forgot to mention the biggest player of them all, and that is Andre Onana. You forgot to mention that, and I can't believe you forgot it. Is it Trabzonspor?
Trabzonspor, yeah.
Yeah, it's the only reason Mo Salah went there, I heard,
Mm.
because Andre Onana's between the posts. He knows he's in safe hands. But they've got some great players, and they are big clubs. People have always heard of Galatasaray, Fenerbahçe, not so much Trabzonspor and teams of that nature, but they've all hold of the the bigger clubs out in there, bigger leagues than in Greece, bigger than Portugal, I would say. So they're probably the top, the 5th best league in Europe right now. So I think it's a good move for him. He's not going to be able to go to somewhere like the old lady. He may get a move to AC Milan if he wants to go under Amarin, but he didn't like Amarin. They fell out. So, he might go Juventus.
The thing is, Italian clubs can't match that.
No, they can't match. Well, he's got to.
He would be the highest paid, biggest earner in Serie A, I believe.
Oh, yeah, but
no one is near £300,000 or whatever.
Yeah. No, I'd say he'd be the biggest earner by miles. So I think Turkey's a good move for him. Or go to Saudi Arabia, mate. Just if your money's that much of an issue for you, just go to Saudi Arabia. Because I agree with you. You're not getting it in. I don't think you'll get that money in Spain from anyone outside of Barcelona, Real Madrid, maybe Atleti. So you're not going to get that type of money there. You're not going to get it in Serie A. You ain't getting it in Portugal. We know that. So really, I think Turkey is the way to go. So I think it's a really you might get it in. No, you're not going to get it in League. Oh no, are you? Unless you go to PSG, but I don't think they're paying stupid money anymore, are they?
PSG are paying stupid money. They are.
Oh, they are paying silly money still.
They have by far the highest wage bill
they're not
all clubs in the world, higher than Manchester City.
But they're not pushing out stupid transfer fees anymore, are they?
No, they're not.
But they pay the other way. Yeah. So he could maybe, but he's not going to go to PSG because you're going to usurp Doué, Dembele, Barcola, and Kvaratskhelia, are you? So I think his only option is Saudi Arabia or Turkey. So I think your logic is well-rounded.
By the way, when it comes to Fenerbahçe, they won the first leg in the Champions League qualifying round 2-0 over Sturm Graz.
Who scored?
And the away game will be played the 11th of August. So I think we know more about Rashford's future by then.
Yeah, next week.
But I wouldn't be surprised if that came up on the table again. Marcus Rashford to Fenerbahçe, Champions League. He gets to play with big stars. He gets his money.
Yes,
he's not completely out of the limelight. The sun is shining in Turkey too, not just Barcelona. So I think it would suit him well, playing for a and Fenerbahçe is one of the old big clubs in Turkey. So yeah, they have a lot of history. So maybe I'm just speculating. So I'm just saying.
It's not a bad shout, mate. It isn't a bad shout.
Yeah.
Simon, I to be honest, yeah, it wouldn't bother me if he did go Sancho's way, but I do think that he'll probably land on his feet, Simon, somewhere. But unfortunately, he'll probably land on his feet.
Yeah. By the way, thank you, Cass. Cass sent me this. It's the wage bill of the club. So now you see how we are at the moment, 313.3. But as far as I understand, when you look at Swedish Rumble, these are estimates because clubs like Liverpool, Manchester City, they operate with a full wage bill out of all the staff and the players. So it's basically an educated guess.
It wouldn't surprise me where City are, and what we've done in terms of wage cutting, Jarvis. I would imagine it's trimmed a hell of a lot off our wage bill. I mean, supposedly we were paying Ronaldo $500,000 a week, weren't we? At one point, supposedly.
Yeah.
So,
supposedly, yeah.
And aren't City supposedly? Well, nobody knows what Haaland's getting, do they? Because it's not fully disclosed, but he's north of that as well, isn't he? He's north of $500,000, isn't he?
But if you look at this, we're closer to Newcastle, Spurs, Aston Villa than we are to Chelsea, City, and Liverpool.
Yeah, which is great.
Wages.
Which is great.
So again, to get the best players, we have to pay them good salaries. And
so Haaland's 515
basic. We're not.
Yeah. So Cass says Haaland's on 515 grand a week base pay plus bonus is fucking joke.
Yeah. And I think his dad's.
What do you think his old man got off that?
Manchester City, they are so crooked in a lot of ways. Sorry if you're a Manchester City fan, but that's
fucking hell. But talking of which, you see shorts all over social media at the moment. There was some absolute bellend on one of these fucking I don't know, it was like a table across and two people debate. You got this fucking young City moron, and he's fucking debating Peter Reid. Now, you all know who Peter Reid is. He was a fucking magnificent footballer. He was absolutely brilliant. And this absolute moron, who's only ever seen City win stuff, was debating on how good players are, today, and how better they are today than yesteryear. And Peter Reid turns around and says, "Shut up." He said, "I could play in today's league," Peter Reid, because he was a brilliant player. But the disparity between younger fans and older fans, and the actual knowledge, by the way, of football, and dissing the likes of Maradona and Georgie Best and Eusebio and Zico, and I mean, I could go on forever, couldn't I? Kempes, I could go on forever on who these players are, because he hasn't got a Scooby about what football was like yesterday, because he doesn't even can't be bothered to look. It just winds me up. And you don't do that, by the way, to somebody like Peter Reid, who, by the way, Jarvis, you're talking to a footballer. All right, this kid was. He's talking to a footballer.
City and Everton, to Reid.
He did, yeah. But he's talking to a footballer, Jarvis, that stood on the same pitch as the great Diego Maradona. You don't diss a player that stood on the same pitch as him, do you? You just don't do it. And I was so angry with him, because all right, Diego Maradona left him for dead, by the way, when he scored the goal in '86. But it's not the point, Jarvis, is it? The point is, you've got to understand football is generational. It's not just about Manchester City today. It wasn't about just Manchester United in the 90s and 2000s. It's about some of the best footballers ever to grace the planet. And Peter Reid was a really good player. And you're right, he did play for City, and he was Everton legend.
He was an Everton legend.
Sorry, I had to go on that little rant. Yeah, sorry, I had to do that rant. I was really fed up with it.
We have Grace Sheridan in the building. Big up, Grace.
Evening, Grace.
I hope you're well, and I hope Dallo is well, and I hope the rest of the Portuguese players are well, and yeah. So where Dallo going around with him play next season? Left back or right back?
I think Dallo plays the bulk of the season at right back, but I've got a feeling somewhere I think Yoro probably starts against Hull. Although Dallo does look fit, to be fair.
I think Yoro has had a brilliant cameo in the first two training sessions we have seen this summer with Man United. Yeah. So
don't forget, we play PSG.
PSG. How he does against is it Dembele or Kvaratskhelia he will be up against?
Kvaratskhelia. Yeah, he's back. Although some other channels today said PSG have been decimated. They got beat 3-0 the other day, so we're bound to beat PSG. So fucking clown. Jules,
whenever he
nothing's happened to chooses. Yeah, nothing's happened to Peter Reid. He was just on a podcast with some Manchester City moron who knew fuck all about football past. When Manchester City were born with oil money. So he's 2008 onwards or whenever it was. He hasn't got a fucking clue going backwards. He dissed Peter Reid, Jules, and you don't do that. You don't diss great players because he was a really, really good player. Peter Reid. He's also Peter Reid starred in one of the greatest ever football adverts, which I sent Jarvis a couple of weeks ago. The Carlsberg ad, if you remember. If Carlsberg made punches. One of my favourite adverts, especially when they're in the dressing room and Stuart Pearce's mom had dyed his shirt pink. It's fucking great. Instead of white, he's dyed it pink. And his mom phoned him up during the team talk and I'm sorry. I just love that. But I drool about stuff like that because you got Jackie Charlton, Bobby Charlton, Robbo was in there, Reedy. Terry Butcher, Chris Waddle, Waddler. Oh, it's fucking amazing. I just love those. Sorry, guys. I've just gone completely off tangent tonight. Sorry, Jarvis. I'll shut up now, mate.
He's going solo. He's doing his own show.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. Let's get back to it. Sorry, mate.
Let's get back to it. Yeah. So where was I? I talked about Rashford, but let me check. Do we have other news? Yes, I want to talk a little bit about that. We can go back to the midfield situation, talk a little bit more about that. But I want to cover the left back situation. And Ben Jacobs, he came out with this, and this is an old play that you have been talking highly about for many seasons now. Antonee Robinson still remains on Manchester United's left back list. So could you see us moving towards Robinson now that the Lewis Hall thing is kind of over, as far as we understand now with the latest reports?
To be honest, I would have gone for Robinson anyway above Lewis Hall on a 2-year contract, and either made sure Harry Amas was ready for when we moved him on, or we could do a deal for maybe Lewis Hall in 12 months, because I think you get Robinson cheap. He's got to cut his hair for me. I don't like his new hairstyle. Get rid of that. We don't want some blonde idiot at Manchester United. We've got standards, Mr. Robinson. If you come through that door, we have standards. Get that cut. And but no, I think he's a cracking left back, pal. I always have done. I do.
Yeah.
Get up with stability. But funnily enough, I've got a feeling. I could be wrong here. I've just got a feeling that you're going to see Dorgu further back this season rather than up front. Or out on the wing. I think you're going to see evening cast. I think you're going to see Dorgu employed a lot at left back this season. I don't know why. I'd rather not. I'd rather have him further forward because I think he operates better further forward. But don't know. But I'll take Robinson. Yeah, I've got no issue with him. I'll take him. Yeah, no problem.
But he's kind of old when it comes to this Ineos
29, isn't
he? Second contract thing.
29 now.
Yeah. I like him as a player, and as a profile. I'm not sure if he fits into this Carrick system, as I talked about inverted wingers, no fullbacks.
No, he's not. He's
like an overlapping guy who puts in a lot of crosses, a lot of assists during the 90s. So yeah, I don't know, Cass, what's your take on Antoine Robinson? Do you think he can come in and do a job if needed?
That was my first choice originally, because I never thought, what's his name?
Lewis Hall.
Yeah, I didn't think Lewis Hall was going to be somebody that was going to get.
Yeah. How much do you think we will have to pay for a guy like Robinson? 25 or 35? He's older.
Probably.
There's no sell-on value when it comes to him.
Yeah, probably. So I don't know. It's a little bit difficult to put the finger on at the moment.
No, yeah.
I'd say he's less than 30. I'd say you're probably getting for less than 30. Look, do you know what I think Fulham's trouble is? I think Arbeloa is a problem for the likes of Sander Berge and Robinson. I don't think they necessarily would trust him. And I was thinking a bit more about the Lukic deal, Jarvis. He's brought in a couple of midfielders, hasn't he, from Real Madrid already? Arbeloa. So I'd imagine Lukic might be surplus to requirements. So perhaps he's just thought, look, I don't want my playing time to go and I want to play. So Ipswich is a place I'll play. But there could be a deal to do with Robinson and Berge. Although Jamie Robinson thinks, oh, hold on, sorry, Jamie. No, I still can't find it. Where is he? Thinks that it would be panic buying. So
yeah, you might be right.
So you can't say that about Sander Berge, Jarvis. Come on.
What's that?
Robinson. Oh, not Berge. No, Robinson. But the only thing I looked into to Arbeloa, and Arbeloa prefers a base 4-3-3 formation. High intensity, vertical build-up, aggressive high pressing, plays with a single pivot, single six, and aggressive fullbacks whose task is to overlap high up the flanks. So again, it's a basic 4-3-3 type of manager. Why would he sell Robinson then?
I was going to say he fits that, doesn't he? He fits that profile. Yeah. So yeah. I like Bueno, by the way, as well, Jarvis on Wolves. And I'm with Cass. I like Leif Davis from Ipswich. He's an absolute monster. I agree with Cass, but nobody would look at Leif Davis at all.
No,
he's not going nowhere.
Yeah. How long has he been at Ipswich for now? A while, hasn't it?
Quite a few years now, probably.
Yeah, probably 6-7 years. Yeah. Mr. Robinson. Well done, Bob. Well done, mate. That's cool.
Cass, you sent me some charts.
This is
the three last one. What are them? What are we looking at?
Well, you can see the three in terms of you can see the wages. That's up to date, even if it does say like a year backwards. The other two,
is it the blue ones?
I can. You know what? I can hear myself.
Yes, you've got there is an echo. Yeah,
there is an echo in it.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
You know what it is? It's not you. It's StreamYard. It's been.
We had the same problem on Noradin channel yesterday. We had to mute.
Yeah. So I'm glad it's not just me. Then it's going around. So it's not. You know what? It's not that bad. It is to do with the host. If the host mutes, it all mutes itself. Pretty much. So it's not that it's your fault or your connection or anything, Jarvis. It's just a StreamYard bug. It's happened on multiple channels now.
Yeah.
So that's the only way you can kind of stop. It's not even that bad, to be fair.
No.
But the three things.
I'll just mute while you speak, so that's okay.
You had to mute Ben last night, didn't you?
So yeah, it was horrific.
Yeah.
When there's two people, it's fine. It's just when there's extra people, it's just annoying. So the three things that I sent Jarvis, which it will probably pop up soon, is like the total revenues up to 2025.
Yeah.
You can see, and when the 25-26 comes out, I'm pretty sure that they said that I think we're going to make even more. So I think that's going to bump up the revenues. We as Manchester United, we should be doing much better. But the fact that we qualified for Champions League, there's better sponsorships. Don't be surprised by April. That might say something close to about, in my guess, 800 million. And then other than that, so I'm just basically saying I'm eliminating excuses right now. The next one would be the wages. You can see how much it's dramatically fallen. That's counted up to today, by the way. Everything's been removed about Casemiro. Everyone has come off. That includes Tielemans. That includes Andre Santos. You can see it from that, and that's including the 25% increase for players, bar a few of them. Only Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford, and Nana. I think maybe a couple others, I could be wrong, that despite what happens, there's a 25% increase in your wages. With a new regime, if you've just come in, they say you get 25% if you featured in 60% games or more. So if you're one that's a bit part player, you're not going to get that increase. But yeah, that's our wages now. That does not exactly showcase a top 6 club wage if you want to compete, because you can even check things. I can even check things like squad value and the rest of it. It's not the same as the rest of the clubs that are doing well. So we're quite far behind. So that's why I reckon when Barada's come out and mentioned about, by 27-28 season, we should be able to be winning a league, it's because that is the final year that there should be a reset of wages and everything. And by that time, I think they predicted this. With Amrim, they got lucky because of Carrick, that with all the revenues and everything that's going to go on, they can go big next summer. But the one issue is, which I want to see for the following 25-26, which we won't see yet, is that you can see there's the transfer credit, which is why I think there's a big problem this summer, is because we paid off a lot. Yeah, that's the only way I can kind of put it down to.
Did we pay 150 mil or something like that? 170. It was a lot, wasn't it?
I don't know if that's the amortizations, but I think that's including transfers and also the revolving credit facility that would be added onto that. That's how much.
Yeah.
By the 25 accounts, that's how much we owed. So it's like, we don't know how much that is in 2026, but we got told we paid off quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't think Man United want to go back into that situation this summer because of what they're anticipating next summer. I'm not trying to say it's okay, but certain decisions need to be made, because if you don't make Champions League for the following season, then you've got yourself in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah, you've got to
and that's absolutely backfired for what's been planned in there. In so going through all of them, kind of, there's so many. There's about 51 different financials that you can go through, whether you want to be an accountant or not. It is your football club. You need to know about stuff like this. So yeah, it's quite helpful.
No, that's good.
Our debts are crazy, as much as it says, oh, you owe this much, but there's I think the whole point is long-term gain rather than the short term. But the short term is the gamble.
Yeah. Jarvis, I'll let you go.
No, you don't have to mute. It's a host, so I think you're fine. You don't have to mute, Stu. But
that's really interesting.
Do you guys hear an echo when I talk, or is it?
No.
Okay. If there's any issues, guys, let me know in the chat. But I find it very interesting what you're pointing out now, and we can clearly see that our wage bill is going down. We have decreased it with, was it 50 million roughly?
Yeah, roughly 50.
And there were a report coming out today. I don't know if you guys saw this. It's about our new wage structure, and after the summer 2023, Manchester United changed the way contracts for new signings and renewals are structured. So the old system gave players an automatic 25% pay rise for the Champions League qualification. But the new contracts only triggered the increase if a player played at least 60% of the previous season's minutes. So last season, Joshua Zirkzee missed that threshold, so his salary is not increasing because we qualified for this year's Champions League. This doesn't include Rashford because he signed his contract before the new system. Yeah. But again, I think at least we are operating as a proper club and we are doing the right things. And this is how you actually do things. So I got to give credit to Ineos for actually coming in and do something good. So I don't know if you guys saw this and you have any comments.
I did see it, and it's been spoken about before. But the interesting thing is, I think it should always been that way anyway, my old mate. You can have a really high base in football, 3 out of 5 year contracts, and retire. Live the rest of your life doing whatever you wanted. If you're frugal, you can retire. I spoke, didn't I, about my friend's son moving from Chelsea, up to Motherwell and earning great money and never made a first team appearance, but is still able to kind of retire after football. This has been happening, and there are certain players. This stems back all the way to Winston Boharder, didn't it, at Chelsea all those years ago when he was on a 40 grand a week contract and he was told to train with the reserves, and he went, yeah, okay, I don't care, doesn't bother me. And often, when he went, and since then, player power has taken over. So it's great that a club like us are trying to wrestle that player power back in many ways. That if you don't play, you won't get these pay rises. For any sponsorship, Champions League money, FA Cup money, you won't get those pay rises. You don't get your appearance fees. So it's designed to make a player and a footballer, deep down inside of them, and think, well, hold on, I'm missing out on 10 grand a week here because I'm not starting. That's 10 grand a week or 20 grand a week. I think, Jarvis, am I right in saying this? That De Gea's appearance fee was something like 30 grand a week or something stupid like that, So, I want these types of deals, so I'm quite happy to see that. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, at least we are operating as a proper grown-up football club and not just pissing our money away, on stupid things like this. With all these lawyers we have at Man United, this goes without saying. If we have had any wits in us, we would have done this years ago. But finally, we have done it. So yeah, I'm glad that we're not giving bonuses up to everyone. The ones who contribute, that's okay. But if you're not, piss off.
I don't think I have much of an opinion. You lot pretty much said it. I don't know what else to really say. I just saw Fabrizio's latest YouTube, and he's basically saying that Lewis Hall's a no. It's not happening unless there's a crazy fee, that's definitely not happening. That's Man United's fault.
Well, idiots. I think we left it too long, too late when it comes to Lewis Hall. And
we did.
And
we're pathetic. You know that. Like, I must say, yeah, Ineos are quite pathetic when it comes to moving with speed. Like, they got I don't give a shit about a release clause. You can get that done quick. When it comes to actually down to negotiations, I'm telling you now, Matt Hargreaves needs to get fucking fucked. He is shit. He's shit. He's our negotiator. He's shit. He is shit. And I'm sorry, even if he's been promised a budget or anything, it's slow. It's so fucking slow. Like, even Mateus Fernandes, when you deep it, he moves so slow to the point Tottenham got involved. Speaking to him since May. What? Anyways, not I don't know what to expect anymore now.
Yeah.
But trying to break it down, what's the role for the negotiator? Because he comes in, operating for Ineos with a very slim budget. You have the Glazers on top, and we have the structure. Everybody has to agree on everything. So if you say something, you come with a bid, you have to go back and the counter bid, and you go around the table, give it to Berge, give it to Yvel, give it to Carrick, give it to Wilcox, and then the merry goes around, and we go back again. And if we have to spend more money, we have to go to the Ineos, and then we'll have to go to the Glazers to have the approval. You have the signings from the board on the New York Stock Exchange, so we go back. So again, I don't think everything is on Matt Hargreaves, because I think he's negotiating with at least one hand behind his back.
If we go off even last year as well, right? You can pay. Look, I feel like it's like this. I think because we got in our technical directions of what's his name, Vivel. He highlights players that maybe Wilcox don't know. He helps out with identifying players, helps the scouting team and their line. Wilcox then identifies targets for therefore to pursue, and then it's his role to really go and approach clubs to say, we're interested in your player, and then from there your negotiator gets involved with a certain amount, and obviously going back and forth. So yeah, probably a little bit with Wilcox. For me, I think Wilcox is fucking useless, to say the least. I'm not being a big fan of him whatsoever, because I feel like he has a pool of player that he's more, I don't know, he has more of a confirmation about rather than others. Like, it's absolutely shocking that all of our targets are in England and not outside of England. Vivell has to push for that, and even then, it gets ignored. The only one we've gone for is actually Sesko and Lamas because it was deadline day. You took a chance and you went with the data team and said, "Oh, that one works." So if we go back to the Mbumo saga, let's go back to our negotiator. How the hell do you go from 60 million or 55 million to start it off to get a feel? Remember, we was getting gassed a little bit about that to end up about 70 million pounds. So you're 15 million pounds up. So you didn't really negotiate great, did you? So if we go for this season right now, Santos, you gave their asking price. And then when you keep going, you look at Tielemans, that was a done deal. When you think about someone like even, what's his name, Edison, right? You negotiated someone in a Serie A with 1 year left on their deal for 38 million pounds. That is pathetic. That should have been more like 20 to 25 million pounds. Atalanta take us for a ride. 38 million pounds that was before the market started going hyperextended to absolute bollocks. An excuse is the market is going to be like this. And right as it stands, we are in need. We shouldn't even be questioning our third central midfielder, but I'm quite relaxed about it for now. But the fact that we do not have a left back in the door and the game starts soon, you'd think that Carrick's got a certain way of playing. And I don't think you can rely on Luke Shaw to execute that plan until it goes to shit. So that's where I'm kind of at with all of this. It's I expect it to get done because they're gonna go into panic mode soon. But I'm quite pro Ineos because I understand the situation. So I'm pro reality, realistically. But the reality is I know where our finances are, but they are slow because this negotiator is slow. He's going to a club and coming back with shit, and he can't bridge a gap because he must not be that good at negotiating. That's the way I look at things. And there's probably a team of these lawyers as well and the rest of it, and get them gone. He's crap. The last 2 seasons has proved he's crap. For me, the real goating out, the gem out of all of this is Vivell. We should be listening to him. You know what? If we can't get Berge because you have to get Robinson and they won't let 2 of them go, then you got to go get me someone like Kemo Andres. I'm sorry, I'd rather take a punt on him because I want a Sanderberg profile. I know, yeah, remember Carlos Baleba. I don't know why people get wound up. We was never paying money for him. They'd rather save money this year in a gamble, yet again, that Carrick will get us Champions League football. Facts. That is the new strategy. Remember, plans change all the time. That's the new plan. Can we get away with it? That is the new strategy. That's factually the new strategy. Sorry, that's my little rant.
Yeah, I think you make a lot of good points, and I agree with you, Cass, when it comes to this. But Kema Andres, the guy who plays for, is it Stuttgart he plays for? Yeah. I think he's Real Madrid bound, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have a first refusal buyback clause, something, you know. So, as I understand, it's a difficult deal to do, but maybe we should explore it. Maybe we should, but because he's the right profile. You know, speaking of Sander Berge, you know, we have the young Sander Berge coming from Norway now, signing from Tromsø to Hull for about 15 million pounds, if I'm not 18 million pounds or something. You know, the guy I talked about the other day. So we will see the up and coming Norwegian number 6 playing for Hull in the first game, hopefully. But you know, going by the transfer window and the midfield options that's out there, you know, the Ben Jacobs report that came on United Stand today, I just want to go through it. So, you know, with Koné, the price is a bit higher than some have suggested. So, you know, that leaves Koné out of the picture. Tyler Adams would be keen on a move to Manchester United, while he's not seen as an unsellable by Bournemouth. The price is expected to be around 50 million rather than 35.
If that happens, just fuck the season off, man. Just fuck it off.
I don't think we'll.
If they go for this fucking shit player, average, I will be up in raw. I see. Like I said, I'm reality, right? See it, give him a chance. All that. No, I'm not giving Tyler Adams a chance. I'm not giving that a chance. That is not a quality midfield to compete. It is just about, can you get away with it midfield. That's what that is. That is, you can't even, the thing is, that's your midfield for the upcoming further years. That's pathetic. I don't care what his profile
and 50
is.
millions.
He cannot progress the ball for shit. He is crap. He's mediocre at best. I'm sorry, he's crap. See, I can get real negative. and he will turn me real negative. I swear.
I don't think we're in for Tyler Adams, but I just want to touch on actually, Castle. You're talking about negotiating, because believe it or not, negotiating is not the most difficult job in football. I don't think we do. I don't think we do enough homework. I don't think we know what players' last 3-4 contracts were. I don't think we've calculated their sell-on percentage throughout their career. I don't think we've looked at what the current market value is, as opposed to where we believe the market value is, and work out the percentage between that, and then work out your valuation from there. We don't do any of that. We go in, we think about a number, and we pluck a number out the air. And then, as Jarvis says, the only time you should ever go back to the board, Jarvis, is when you've found out everything you need to find out. You've calculated his salary. You've calculated what he will cost you per year. Okay, what he will cost you when he's not playing. What he will cost you in 2 years' time. What his sell-on clause is likely to be. You have to calculate all of that in before you go in with your final figure. That's your number, your final number, and what you want. And we don't do that. I think Cass is right. I don't think we do calculate enough on what value we can put on a certain player, because I defy anybody to tell me that this current market has been inflated by calculations. I think it's somebody has gone in, done a deal, got the deal they wanted, and then everybody else has moved the goalpost to that deal. Whereas, we are looking at the overall cost of the penny and making sure that we're getting the best value out of that for what we do. So, absolutely no way City should have entertained paying Forest 116 million for Anderson. There's absolutely no way Chelsea should have entertained paying 117 million for Rodgers. They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have entertained it. You're talking at 80 million, 75 to 80 million for both of those players. But because City set the ball rolling at 160, everything is 20 to 30 million more than what you would have been this time last summer. And we've got to remember that. Everybody's got to remember City have once again killed the market. And if Barcola comes in at 150 million to Liverpool, for argument's sake, that's going to even inflate the market even more. So a 50 million player is going to be 90 million. Where are you going to suddenly get 40 million out of the air from? And that is a big problem. So you've got to go back in with a conscious number of what you can, afford to do and what you want to do, and then try and meet in the middle. And so I agree with Cass. I don't think we're brilliant at that, but we just absolutely. They did Tyrone. City knew they would fuck up the market. I totally agree at 116, and Chelsea knew they'd fuck it up even more at 117. And now look what Diamande. Can anyone, any devilish tactico, anyone here tell me that Diamande is worth 120 million euros? Please, somebody tell me, somebody justify that, and you can't. So there's, I think, a 50 to 60 million gap between what he really is worth to what Real Madrid have paid. And that's our problem right now, unfortunately. Oh, sorry, Danny. I've absolutely forgot Danny B. Verts, 120 mil. I completely forgot about that. Again, ridiculous. It's just killing the market. Everything's killing the market. If you're willing to... Sorry, Cass.
No, go on. Sorry. I didn't even hear that. My
all I was saying is, if you're willing to pay 120 million quid for a player, that's up to you. That's down to you, the buying club. But I think what's happened now is it is stretching everybody's finances to the limit. It really is. And until that gets stopped, you can never put a cap on transfers, by the way. You can't do it. But until this overinflation gets stopped, there is no value in the market anymore. So Cassie's right. And you are, Jarvis, with regards to Lewis Hall. We both know, all of us know, Lewis Hall's worth about 50 to 55 on any given season. But today, there's a 30 million stretch on it. Where do you get 30 million quid from? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You have a question, Cast, from MUFC J5L. Is Tyler Adams better than nobody?
No, he's not. I'd rather wait. I swear down. I'd rather chance Mason Mount than have Tyler Adams in the team. I'd rather bring in a youngster and build him up as the fourth choice midfielder and run with Santos if we have to. If Santos is this good, he can play then. So I'd rather develop Santos way more than see Tyler Adams get a sniff at Man United. I swear, I'm being dead serious. Dead serious. I hate that player. Honestly, I hate him.
Oh, he's not for us, Tyler Adams, MUFC.
He's a stopgap. That's all he is, and that's a horrible stopgap. No, he makes me infuriated by the sight that I don't care if he's scouted and that. It's the fact that he's on a shortlist that pisses me off because of the value of him. There's no value in that guy. He's crap.
Yeah, I don't get it. We actually mentioned earlier, Cass, that the Alex. No, I'm not talking Alex Scott to United, but Alex Scott's situation has gone quite quiet since he put his transfer. So we don't know what's happening there, do we? And as for Adam Wharton, Alex Scott at Bournemouth, it's gone really quiet. And as for Wharton, there's been no murmurs at all, has there?
He might be going Chelsea if they shift
Scott.
Enzo. No, well, it could be Scott or Wharton, but I reckon if they shift Enzo Fernandez, they're going straight in for one of those.
Yeah, definitely. They're trying to get rid of Fernandez, aren't they? They're trying to elbow him out now.
It could be a City move, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually, it wouldn't surprise me. But you're looking, well, I mean, what bids Enzo Fernandez then? 120?
I don't know. I don't think that would be that much.
If
If they're trying to really shift it, if they really want to shift him, I don't think Man City are going to pay that much.
I would hope not. I definitely would hope not.
Yeah. Go back to sum up the latest on the Ben Jacobs report. Interesting, you know, guys. Appreciate it all, and they also talked about the one and only Sander Berge, and he's still an opportunity, even though Manchester United have looked at other options recently. So basically, it's a nothing report again from Ben Jacobs saying that. Yeah, same shit. So we don't know anything when it comes to Sander Berge, other than what we saw today with Lukic going to Ipswich and they signing maybe looking at Shea Charles. So,
yes, I saw that.
I don't know what will be of Sander Berge, but it doesn't look like Man United are pursuing this deal. So, least but not last, Carlos Baleba has suffered an ankle ligament damage in preseason and is expected to spend a period on the sideline. So, I think that also leaves out Baleba now. If he's not fit, we can't sign him before the end of the transfer window. So,
that's not happening.
No. So, it leaves us with no one. You know, maybe Sander Berge, maybe Tyler Adams.
It's got to be down to Carrick. If Carrick's going to have preference, I don't think his preference is going to be Tyler Adams. That's just the way I look at things. If Carrick's got the say of who he wants, I think he would probably pick Sander Berge. I think so anyways. And I think it's all about upstairs. Apparently, but I remember reading earlier today that it's just about Manu Koné, is that not everybody's sold by him. I think it was Christopher Vivell maybe pushing that we go and get someone like Manu Koné. But it's like, at this point, it's just like, if that's the case, then what is it? It's just who's getting confused? Because you know what? Just go get the opposite of what Jason Wilcox wants, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's true.
Yeah. But do you think it comes from Wilcox and Berada that they have no experience at a big club like Man United? You know, the Rashford saga is another mistake this window. We could have offloaded him to Barcelona for maybe 12 millions. They were willing to pay some money for him, but now we're stuck with him. So again, do you think they are incompetent, showing it yet again?
I don't think it's Berada. He's the CEO.
No, yeah. He's fiscally.
I would say financially, he's put us in a much better place.
He's financial,
going forward. It's everyone that has to deliver what his vision is or what the club is wanting from him, obviously. And I think right now, Wilcox is, I don't know, it's a little bit difficult. I think he works quite in tangent with the likes of Vivell, but I think Vivell's got more of an eye for talent than what Wilcox has. So it's just, I think Wilcox just for me, it just works within his means, and it's always young players. His whole forte is young players.
Correct.
So when it comes to experience, I don't trust him. And even when it comes to young players, that's Vivel's kind of area. But the thing is, he's got a crazy eye for good talent. So I would kind of trust his process rather than someone like Delap, because he was at Man City once upon a time, or Morgan Rogers. Why we ever even thought that we could even do a deal for him? That's definitely a Wilcox target. Lemaitre was definitely a Wilcox target. These are all ex-City players. That's giving us Joe Shields at Chelsea. It's the same thing. Even when you go to Southampton, look who we brought over. Bazunu and the rest of them. Taylor Harwood-Bellis. It's all the same shit. All he knows is Manchester City players that were now 24 and under, right? Like Lavia and the rest of those. It's just, again, I don't know why we need to just shop in the Premier League. Stop being so scared. You got Santos and Tielemans. You can now afford to go get somebody else. And whilst I don't know, I don't think Real Madrid will get Kem Andres back. Not right now. Even though they got a buyback clause, go and put the money in. He doesn't have to go. He doesn't have to accept the money to go back. So.
No. But these Spanish players always have a goal.
Yeah. But the saving grace I'll give Wilcox and the rest of them is, which I'm not trying to be like Saeed lashing out in videos, being a prat, and the rest of it. We're good friends. I can call him with that. I don't care. You can WhatsApp me and we can have a phone call if he wants to take it further, which he won't, because we got a good relationship before somebody else does. But for me, I don't need to provide that pressure yet, because the window's not done yet. So I'll give it the saving grace and say, I'll be patient, but I'm growing every further day. I'm growing more impatient. So I'm not even going to lie. If you want to go down the Carrick route, go get Angelo Steeler then. If you really want to play this football, Carrick, let's put his vision into play. Get yourself a playmaker. You'll get ruined. You'll get ruined. Trust
you will
me.
Get ruined, yeah, if you go for Steeler, yeah.
But you want to push your vision, then go for it. Get ruined then. But
good player still, but I tend to agree. I don't think he's right for us. But I also do think, and I genuinely mean this, I also think if we are wanting Sanderberg, we could have done that deal at any time. But it's not a deal that's difficult to do. It just isn't.
You know what the more infuriating message for me is? Where to allocate funds. It's from Laurie Whitwell, whether that's a throw off by Man United or not. I'm like, you can't do that. It's impossible to do that. You're willing to spend 300k on the likes of Chouameni and a lot of money up front. You put down 70 million plus 50 million in add-ons for Mateus Fernandes that got rejected. You got the price of 2 for 1 in one player that you was going to get, whilst obviously looking for 2 extra players. We got told we budgeted for 140, 150 million midfield.
Right.
So wherever you put those funds, if you're not getting Lewis Hall now, well, that's extra funds for your central midfielder, because there's no left back out there that's gonna cost that much. Now it's gonna cost probably a good 20 million cheaper, 30 million cheaper.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be Sanderberg in the end. I do. I think that's the one that Carrick will give the nod. I can't see it being Adams. I think he's appreciated, but I just don't think Carrick will want him.
I don't think he won Adams either. I agree with you. He was shite anyway for the Americans. And I agree with the guys about Stiller. He's a hell of a player, by the way. He really is. But we need a more of a deep line player. Stiller's a brilliant playmaker. He really is a brilliant playmaker. He's an excellent player. He's one hell of a player.
I'm just having a little look. Oh, interesting. He's more of a... I'm looking at Fulham midfielders, see what they've got. They're about to take out Lukic, and they're about to replace him with Share Charles. So they've got Berge, Charles, Cuenca.
That's him.
They've got Tom Kearney still, Harrison Reed still. They better get shit though. They better get a move on for an extra centre mid then.
Harrison Reed is getting old. I think he's
31
by now.
He's knocking on a bit, isn't he, Reed? Okay. Yeah, knocking on a bit, isn't he?
Tom Kearney's 35.
I know, he's been at Fulham now for all his career virtually, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, this hasn't registered that extra central midfielder that they also got from Spain. Oh no, there he is. That's Cesar Palacios. He's there. They got a few options. They can go get another one.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know. I need some transfer dopamine. I'll gas up Robinson to the high heavens. I don't care.
There are a transfer update from Fabrizio Romano that came out 15 minutes ago about Lewis Hall, saying Lewis Hall is considered too expensive and Newcastle have no intentions to proceed. Newcastle are trying their best to keep Lewis Hall. Only a crazy proposal could change their stance. So, it's nothing new. It's just talking about yesterday's news on Lewis Hall. But
today's chip paper.
I don't know if you saw this. We have been linked to a new striker, Shakhtar Donetsk. Sent scouts to watch Shakhtar Donetsk striker Kawa Elias.
He'll probably go into the under 21s because that's what they love doing.
He's 20 years impressed by scoring a perfect hat-trick with United scouts, giving him very positive reports after watching him, and he's valued around £13 million. I know nothing about this guy. I don't follow the Ukrainian league. I don't know jack shit about it. Sorry. But if any of you know this player, let me know in the chat and give us an update. Is he worth pursuing? But
if we spend
I'm not
money
sure.
on a striker before a left back, I will lose my shit.
But the thing is, as we talked about, there's no options now when it comes to left backs. Most of the options have run out. Same with midfield. We are left with Sander Berge. So if they can't agree, maybe they're just thinking, okay, scrap it. We'll wait until next year. We put our bets on Mason Mount. We put our bets on Luke Shaw, and move on and sign a forward player. I'm just putting it out there.
I'm telling you now, keep Harry Amas, man. Keep Harry Amas. Let Luke Shaw fuck off and leave next year on a free, and then you go get Lewis Hall. Then you've got best of both worlds, and then maybe you can also sell Amas if you wish, because he would be having enough Prem games under him or experience or anything along them lines, and you're going to still need yourself another left back regardless. So I don't know, man. I'm all for using Amas. I would not even be mad if I heard Harry Amas is going to be the new left back going into the new season. I'd be buzzing with that, especially if he puts another good. I think he needs to put a good performance in his cameo against PSG and go from there. And then he might start switching minds. That's the only way I can see it. See, I'm not one of these that subscribe to because he's young and inexperienced, not got a name. Just ship him off and go get the next best thing, I suppose. I want to develop some of these players, man. I think that's got some qualities.
He'll play Saturday, won't
he? Yeah. Of course he will. But how long is the question?
Yeah, difficult one, but I think he'll definitely play. I don't know enough about that Elias Jarvis. I don't know where they get 30 million valuation either.
In the Ukrainian league. But then again, they sold Mudryk for like 68 million.
68 million, yeah, to Chelsea, clowns. We've signed that that Colombian, haven't we, today? It's been finally announced. We signed a Colombian 18-year-old midfielder today. He's going to go straight in under 21s, isn't
he? He looks quite developed.
He does. He's a big lad, isn't he? Yeah, he's certainly a big lad. Yeah,
got first team experience as well. Like I don't know. He could be a Caicedo that we just never knew.
Yeah, he played 6 games, didn't he? Yeah. But,
what they're going to do is probably send him to the academy when he shouldn't be there.
That's where he's going to go. He's going to go to the under 21.
I can understand you need to settle them in for maybe 6 months, but it's like, can you get him alone after that? Because there's no point having him in the academy. Apparently the game he just played was like too easy for him.
Yes,
I think he played a game against, who did he play today? Burnley. We beat him 4-0.
But something like that, yeah. Oh, that's him. Arizako.
He's got that certain name. You know, when players got their certain names in football that you just don't hear, and you just know you're gonna be good, aren't you? I can just tell you're the one off. That is a good name.
It is.
He's even got a nice smile. Put him in the squad.
I give him a fucking go. Yeah, give him a go. Take him to Finland.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. Initially be a part of the academy. All right, cool. I kind of got that right then.
Yeah. It's standard practice, isn't it? Coming for the academy, but you've been playing first team. Diego Leon played first team as well, didn't he? And I don't know where he is at the minute. Where is he? Has he gone on loan? Well, I don't know what's he doing, Leon. I haven't a clue.
Yeah. Oh, you're on mute, Jarvis.
Jarvis, you're on mute, dude.
Yeah, my computer keeps freezing, so
You're all
I'll
right.
just drop out and win again. Give me 2
I
seconds.
haven't seen you freeze.
You're fine to me.
You haven't frozen, pal.
Okay.
You're good.
Let's see if it works.
Yeah, you're good.
But this 18-year-old Colombian guy, could he be like another heaven signing? Is as you said, is quite developed, and could he come in and do a part as the fourth choice midfielder? Maybe, I don't know what we're looking at. I don't know anything about him.
Well, he's played 6 times or 7 times for the club that he signed for. Jarvis is a first team player, and as Cass said, I think we played Burnley or wherever it is, and it was too easy for him. But they're worried about him struggling a bit like Koné, and that's why they're going to push him through the academy. But not everybody's like Koné, are they? Give him a go. Why not?
Well, he's Colombia's under-17s captain.
Captain, yeah.
And Colombia develop good midfielders.
They do. He's a big fucking lad. Big lad.
Play him.
Yes, I agree. You're on mute again, Jarvis, me old mate. I don't know what he's doing now. He's found something, I think. Come off mute.
No, everything is moving so slowly. If I press a new bar, everything just stalls for 10 seconds.
Yeah, you're good though. You haven't moved. You haven't stopped.
No,
you're good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ben Jacobs also said that Man United wants to sign another midfielder, but they're not expecting to panic buy. So basically, that's why I said they could just move on and wait with the next signing. And I just want to have Cass's take on Ibrahim Mbaye, because we were linked.
I love him.
There were some reports.
Oh, he's so good.
Today.
Oh, he's so good. He's so good. I saw that he's linked heavily with Liverpool though. So who made this comment?
It's who was it? It was Santi Auna Futimercado who came out with this.
Who?
Futumercado. Mercado, French outlet.
He's going Liverpool, man.
I don't know. But
what's the money, Jarvis? What's the money for him?
35 million.
Really?
I'm telling you now, he is wicked. He's going Liverpool though. Like he's literally stopped talking with Leverkusen because it's all come out, but it's all come out yesterday and the day before. Liverpool all over this. It's under 21, so it suits them, so they can push him into the team with ease.
But what about the Barcola signing then?
Well, you get both of them. You want both of them separate.
But aren't they both right wingers, preferably?
They need right wingers. Barcola would be for the left. I think Gakpo is going to be used up front, and they're looking at Mbaye because he can play both. They can play both sides, but Mbaye is very comfortable. He's right-footed, but he's very, very comfortable on the right. Very progressive winger. Like he likes to drop deep and carry the ball. He's strong. Very strong. Koundé struggled with him heavily when he was playing on the left. He's a really good player.
Okay.
Very good.
I don't know enough about him, so that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Seriously, bow-footed. You're on mute,
okay. Go on, pal. You're on mute, buddy. Buddy, you're on mute.
Yeah, okay.
Don't mute it, you'll be fine. It's not that bad.
Sorry about this.
It's not that bad.
He's 175 centimeters, not the tallest guy, but he's a winger, so that's okay. He's 18 years of age. He's born early in the year, January. So again, he's Senegalese. Transfer value 29. We heard talk about 35 million euros. Primarily role right winger, but as you saw in his heat map, he can play on the left. His strengths, a lot of touches. This is PSG. Actually, aerial duels 67%. That's quite high. He's not the tallest player, and he scores a lot of goals. He's
not really. He's not actually a lot of goals. He's not a goal scorer.
Well, last season he scored 3 goals, 2 assists in 10 started. So he has
not bad.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
But he came off a lot of games from the bench, so 24 matches in total. If you look at his FB refs per 90, A lot of greens. Also, when it comes to passing, I like this. Successful crosses, 81.2 percentile. He creates 2.9 chances per 90. That's good. And he also contributes defensively, wins a lot of duels. And look at his aerials, 2.9. So he must be an athlete. He's in the 97.8 percentile, only being 175 centimeters. That's not even, what was that, 5'6", 5'7"?
5'7".
5'9".
5'9", 175.
Yeah.
No.
178 is 5'10".
Okay, 5'9" then. But again, it's impressive numbers. It's not the tallest guy.
Not bad. It's not bad.
Defensively, nothing to talk about, actually. He doesn't contribute much. Well, this is PSG again, so
Yeah,
that's his profile. So going back on, we won't panic. Do you think we can move on and maybe sign a forward option?
They stink.
do you know what? I mean, if Liverpool in for him, fair enough. But why would PSG want to let him go for a start? Liverpool looking for a loan deal, or is it a straight cash deal? But I would still go for a left back first and foremost, and a midfielder. That's got to be our areas of concern for me.
As I said, PSG are working on a deal trying to sign that Ajax winger, Mika Götze, or what's his name?
Yeah.
They just
and he
signed
wants more
Akalush.
game time. Yeah. So it's a tough team, you are at the best team in the world playing for PSG, and if you're not getting a sniff of game time, or maybe 10 games, and you're a massive talent, maybe it's on the move. Maybe it's on the move. Yeah, but Cass is probably right. We are talking about Liverpool most likely when it comes to him. I don't have much news besides this. We can talk quickly about Joshua Zirkzee. And we saw today other links again to Serie A.
Yeah, it's Juventus, isn't it?
Yeah, he's definitely got Juve.
I think he's going there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, good riddance.
Yeah. Fair play to him, though. Good luck to him. He's never been a player, Cass. It's annoyed me. I've always liked his attitude. He's never been a player that's annoyed me. I think, I've always said this, I think he's 10 years too late to the Premier League for his calibre of player. He would have fitted into the Premier League 10 years ago brilliantly.
He's too heavy, man.
I wish him the
too
best.
Heavy and slow.
Yeah.
That's just my kind of take with Zirkzee. I think he's a brilliant player, but he's in a league that does not suit his qualities.
Yeah,
it's too slow. It's like you can be as good as the ball your feet, but if you're slowing everything down when you're trying to get up the pitch as quickly as possible, it's not going to do you any good unless you're like 3-4-0 up and you want to take the tempo out of the game to slow it down. It's just, that's my issue with Zirkzee. In an ideal world, he works, but I think he's just not agile enough. He's just low in terms of tempo.
I think he's perfect for Juve. Good luck to him. Hope he gets the move. Good luck to him. I really do. He's unoffensive. He's unoffensive. A little bit like Malacia, completely unoffensive. And he's got his move now, hasn't he? So fair play to him. I wish him luck, Zirkzee. I really do.
Again, now it's just Jarvis Kalia Sport, speculating. So, okay, let's say we get to sell Zirkzee. Do you put that money into a forward signing? And, maybe the 35 millions for Mbaye is maybe there.
If you sell Zirkzee, because you
have to bring in a striker per se, or just a forward option.
No, I don't think we do. No, because Zirkzee's never played, has he? As an out-and-out 9 or as a 10. We'll never. I think what I'm saying is, Jarvis, we won't miss him, if that makes sense. And I don't mean that horribly, but we won't miss him as a footballer. And I think Honestly, I think fair play to him. I hope he gets a move to Juve, and I would use it for the left back or midfielder. That's why I'd fill that money. I'd use that money.
Yeah, no excuses there.
Yeah,
but then again, it's a loan with an obligation, or some sort of condition. So technically, you ain't got the money until. But if you allocate it now, there's no excuses.
That's right. Could use it. And they'll pay a good proportion of his salary as well. So you're going to be saving money eventually there, aren't you? So, yeah. Good luck to him. That's what I say.
Do we have time to do a couple of questions? I've started 3 or 4 of them, Stu. So let's do a couple of questions before we wrap up, because there's not much more to cover tonight. You know, it's just, I think we are sitting here talking about the same things over and over again, and nothing is actually happening with Man United. That's
first of all, we have a new member, Gregory. Thank you very much, Gregory. For we did see that, and we just got on tangents tonight, pal. We're normally a lot sharper with these, so welcome and thank you for joining us. Yeah, we got some questions.
By the way, if we get new members, we will have to do. I know Cass hates it, but we have to do 3 deadlifts.
Yes, go on then. And his back has now snapped.
Oh. New search.
I didn't notice. Has he got the Betway across his chest on that one? Or
I didn't see.
I never noticed.
An old one, so I don't.
Yeah, it's an old one, so we shouldn't. So we've got some questions. Oh, wait, Tom, we've got a gold chain, goldy looking. It's a gold coin, but we're going to still call it goldy looking chain. Right.
Not just one. We got 2
gold
coins.
Look at that top.
Thank you, legend.
Look at that top he's got in his bio. Look at that. Fantastic. It's a dream, that top, isn't it? It's a dream.
It is.
It is. Right then, we've got a few questions. So Bilal's come in with one. And he says, do you guys think United should have loaned Amas to a Spanish team? I don't. And that's all I'm going to say on that one, because I don't. I think we
don't think any of them are interested.
Yeah, I think we should keep it.
Personally, I would keep Amas.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would. I think there's a player.
It's like sink or swim right now with him. You know, another loan. How long are we waiting? You know, he came from Watford, massive talent. Test him out. See if we can do it.
Yeah. Speaking facts in the comments, I have to address this. You can't compare Xerxes to Berbatov. You can't. It's impossible. How can you sometimes understand if I watch football just because a player is slow and then you compare him to Berbatov? Berbatov was shot when he got pressed. Berbatov could finish more time than less. He was very skillful. He knew where to be. Xerxes can't finish, let alone keep up with the game before slowing it down. He has moments that are nice, but majority of it, it's not good enough for Man United. So that is a horrible comparison.
He's got the talent. There's no two way. His goal against Rosenborg was brilliant. You know, sat a defender down, sat a keeper down. That's what you want. Yeah, but he's got to do that consistently, and he hasn't been able to do it. Berbatov did have a turn of pace as well, and if you look at the way that Berbatov used to play, I think he created 3 or 4 goals and scored 3 or 4 goals himself by starting deep, playing the ball and ambling his way up to the box. And
comparing Xerxes to Berbatov is mental. And I understand if I watch football, I understand football. That's just, anyways. Sorry.
Speaking facts, you're more than welcome to say anything you like, but Cass knows his stuff. Trust me.
Yeah, change that username.
Yeah. Charles, this one's clearly for you. Which ancient Norse creature would chase you for sport? Troll. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that one. Or angry goose. Is it drow? Is it drow? Is it?
Yeah, drought.
Is that the thing off The Witcher?
No, it's an ocean troll or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Oh, so it's an ocean troll. Okay, or angry goose. Which one would do that?
Troll.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Bilal's questions. They're quite cool about that. Guys, What about, well, Bright? So Jarvis is going to start drooling now, Robert, because you've mentioned Kalioglu and he loves him. So Jarvis, I'm going to let you take this. What about Kalioglu from Brighton? He's class.
Yeah. Kadioglu, I think he's a fantastic player, and I really rated him when he played at, was it Turkey? I can't remember what club
He
played.
he wasn't Turkey. He wasn't Turkey.
Fenerbahçe, yeah. At that time, I hope we would sign him. On the negatives, he's a right footer playing on the left hand side, but I think he can do it well. He has a hell of an engine. He can run up and down that flank, and he contributes both ways, offensively and defensively. So for me, I would love for us to sign a player like him. I don't know with you guys. What's your thoughts on Kadioglu?
Nah. There's too many players off that left that want to drift inside into that naturally anyways, even with the system and the rest of it. He's not. No. If we needed a right back, I'd consider it, to be fair, heavily. But I don't want a right-footed left back. That's personal preference. Ian Martin might be I like that option.
Yeah, I'm a straight left-footer left back anyway. I prefer it. I'm a right footer and left footer, and I've played left back a few times, but I prefer a left footer. I think from a balance perspective, it's much better. So if we're not going to be able to get Lewis Hall or Robinson, then Bueno from Wolves would be my choice. You're not going to get Aït-Nouri out of City. We all know that, and he was decent for Wolves. He's been shite for City, by the way. But he was decent for Wolves, but you're not going to get Aït-Nouri. So I think Bueno's had a good pre-season as well. If you've been watching Wolves, they look very, very fucking sharp. Very sharp. Thanks for that, Robert. Yeah, great question. Mick's in the house. Mick, good to see you. Cass, this one's for you, pal. Do you see us going for a cheeky last-minute loan deal for Tchouaméni at the end of the window? Oh, that's an interesting question, actually.
That's a stupid question. I'm sorry, but that's just I don't know if that's a troll question or actually serious.
That's Mick. You know Mick from Realist TV.
I know Mick. I like Mick, of course. Yeah. Good peoples. I don't. I think, is that a troll? That must be a troll question.
Tchouaméni won't go.
They're not even getting Rodri no more.
It looks like he's going Barcelona, doesn't it? From what I can see, looks like it's going to Barcelona. So, that's a no, Mick. I believe across the panel. Thanks for your question. Final one, Jarvis, me old mate, because that is the final question.
Just quickly, I just want to add when it comes to this, Madrid Zone came out with this today, saying Justin Real Madrid's plan was to sell Camavinga in order to sign Rodri. However, Camavinga refuses to leave, and this comes from Spanish sources again. So, and we don't want to go down that route. Real Madrid players are using Premier League clubs for bait to get better contracts, more pay, and I don't know, whatever goes around.
I might follow up with a question to you then, my old mate. Do you think Perez would allow that nonsense to go on, that Camavinga turns around and says, I don't want to leave?
Got no choice. Player power, right?
Well, this is what I mean. I hate player power, Cass. I do. Jarvis, to tell you, I fucking hate it more than anything. But I've always thought that Perez is one of those, owners, chairman, whatever you want to call him, that won't stand for player power, but maybe he has.
No.
Final question, guys. Ruben Neves, Big just says just a random left midfield option. Ruben Neves. Any one of you would like to respond to Big I quite like that one. Big 41.
Doesn't get out of the pitch quick enough, so no.
He was always a scourge of us, wasn't he, Ruben Neves?
What's his wages? Are we talking about? Was it 400,000
euros? He's on 400,000 a week, isn't he, in Saudi? Yeah. Didn't he just sign a new contract, actually?
Yes, I think he signed an extension at least. So, I can't see it happening. No, I think he's too expensive. And 4 years ago, I think it would have been brilliant. Well, not now.
That's exactly where I come down, Jarvis. 4 years too late.
But he's only 29, so he's not too old. But again, I think he's too old for us at the moment.
Yeah. Have you just started one more, pal? No. Okay.
No. I wanted to talk about this deadline day for Endrick. Cass, you guys talked about that yesterday. Never foul. Endrick move, and a lot of people were very enthusiastic when it came to Endrick. Personally, I can't see a young striker coming into the Premier League and performing every week. So for me, it's a no-go. I don't think he's the player we need. I can't see him setting the Premier League on fire on weekly basis. I think we can see glimpses, but how are we supposed to be a developing club for Endrick? For me, it's a no-go. So I don't know. What's your take on Endrick?
It's just a potential signing, I think, for me. I think he's got a knack of everything. Loves Man United, clearly. If you're telling your favorite footballer is Bobby Charlton, that's the biggest lie in football. But
I know it is.
Done his research about Man United, isn't it? Bobby Charlton.
He's fucking. I'm surprised who Bobby was.
I think he can do a similar role to what Mbeumo has been doing right now. So even though he might not develop, he might be just market opportunity to have one of the best young talent. People rave about Krupi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I would put Endrick in the same boat. I think his link up is absolutely phenomenal. And he's got a great finish on him when he comes down to being in front of goal. He's just one of those players that I think in the next 2 years, no matter where he goes and gets opportunities, he's gonna absolutely light up.
I thought, because he's full international now, isn't he? World Cup. So I thought, and I've read and heard that Real Madrid have got no intention of, because he's on loan, isn't he? At the point in time, they've got no intention of selling him. That's what I've heard. But I like him, actually. I like Endrick. He's. You saw him? He had a cameo in the World Cup, Jarvis. Do you remember seeing him?
Yeah, he had a horrible miss against Norway.
Oh,
So,
I'm not super. But I do like. I agree with Cass. I do like him. I think he would do a similar job to Mbeumo. I think he's a little bit more attacking and will hit the byline more than Ahmed and Mbeumo. But I don't see Real Madrid, because Real Madrid, I am right in saying they still own him. Oh no,
I think they'll end up loaning him. He'll get a loan. He ain't got to stay there. Eventually, he's not.
Was it Lyon?
He had an absolute cracking spell, for 6 months or whatever.
Yeah. But I do like Endrick, Jarvis, but he did have a shocking. But he'd only been on the pitch, hadn't he? About was it a loan deal?
A loan deal was not bad. I think there'd be a good way to have maybe an option to buy.
If we could get a loan deal for him, yeah.
If there's certain conditions, if you're looking for a striker, I don't know. I don't think you're going to get one unless you really have a. When you think of them, there's no experienced strikers that are good enough that's around anymore. You're going to have to go find someone that's young and upcoming to battle out with Sesko, regardless. So
no, they don't exist anymore.
Right now, it's unless there's a new crop that's going to come through this season, it's going to be Krupi. And I'm telling you now, even if we go in for him, he's not signing for us. He'll go to probably PSG or Barcelona or someone. He'll get a big move outside the Premier League.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player, and he Krupi. But Jarvis, wasn't Endrick? Hadn't he only been on the pitch about 30 seconds when he got that through ball? He hadn't been on long, had he? He should have scored it, pal.
He didn't even hit the goal. No. No, not for me. But it's not about him as a player, because I believe he's super talented, and I agree with all the things you're saying. I'm thinking about the environment we have right now at Man United. I think he comes in and I want to be the main man in a way, but I don't think we have the space for him to be that type of player. I think he would be a bench option, playing for Carrick in our front line. Who is he benching? Ahmad, Cunha, Mbeumo.
Wait, he's not benching Cunha, is he? Cunha started ahead of him.
You can't, that's why I say I don't think we even need a striker.
Cunha started ahead of him, so he won't bench Cunha. He's not going to bench.
We don't need it. We don't need a striker. We don't.
No, left back midfield, Jarvis, mate. Left back midfield.
Yeah. Let's hope and pray something happens at least this weekend, because I'm sick of waiting, and I don't want to wait until the final week of the transfer deadline day thing, and sit here and be nervous, and afterwards.
No, but
I think we'll get something by. I think we'll get something by next week. I think we have to at this point, because you have to think of the time limit.
Are we expecting a sleeve sponsor to be announced next week or the week after, gentlemen?
Has it not already been done?
No, we got the Betway for the training kit. Yeah, but we need a sleeve sponsor.
Is there one that's getting announced?
I don't know. I was wondering if you guys had heard anything or thought. Does anyone know if we're getting a sleeve sponsor? But we do need one.
So maybe we'll sign a player when
I'm wondering
reveal him with the new shirt.
With the third kit. That's kind of what
the sleeve sponsor. What would that be? What was the previous deal?
You've got it on your blue one, DXC or DC.
Yeah, no. I mean, like how much? I mean, how much was
25 a year.
It was 25 million.
25 million a year.
Yeah, that would be something secured then.
Yeah. So maybe the third kit, sleeve sponsor, possibly. Who knows? And we've got a fourth, the Champions League kit to launch.
By the way, I saw the what's it called? The most expensive Amazon documentary was actually Tottenham.
Yeah, how much was that? 10 million. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting 20, aren't we?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's going to be about 20 million, and we're not going to get none of that until it's finished.
Till it's finished, yeah. It's what 20 million people are suggesting. So, Betway's at the interesting thing is, you poor Mr. Gabriel, bless him. He's got to wear the plain top, hasn't he? He's been training with the first team, and he's got to wear.
I don't understand. So Betway was 20 million on front of shirt, but the sleeve sponsor is more expensive.
Sleeve sponsor, yeah, because it's match day, isn't it? Match day shirt. So,
match day.
Yeah, I think, Cass, I could be wrong here, but I think the new rules are when we're warming up, we can't wear Betway, I believe, in the Premier League or something like that. They can't be. I don't think betting can be on front of shirts anymore, can they, or something like that? Something. There's some weird rule with that, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's interesting thoughts too, and we might sign someone, when we are a new sponsor. Well, I haven't heard anything.
Well, I don't know when the third kit's being launched, but I'd imagine we're going to launch it in relation to the new sponsor, because the Betway kit was a very strange timing, wasn't it? The 1st of August. So that was a strange timing. So, but that's what 20 million a season, that isn't it? It's just big money, that is.
Yeah. I'm just hoping we get the signing done in the next couple of days. I'm off on holiday.
Well, yes, I was about to say that.
I will be away for a week. Stu and Mark will at least.
We'll probably do a Monday show. Yeah, we'll do a Monday show. Yeah.
I talked to Nuruddin. He will jump on, so there will be a panel on Monday.
Yeah, we'll do a Monday show.
I will bring my laptop, but I'm with my kids. I want to try to take time off. So hopefully you won't see me. But if we do, let's say, any signings, and I bet you, as soon as I go on holiday. It's always like this, but it will be interesting, and the channel will be back Monday at least, the next show. So
sorry, just on this one, 60 million, which is Snapdragon on the home shirt, that's worth about 60 to 65 million a season. The sleeves about 25. Betway on the training kit alone is worth 20. So Snapdragon is worth a lot of money. Adidas pays 95 million a year now because we're back in the Champions League, so we get our money back. So we're getting some extra money that way. So yeah, maybe you'll see.
Maybe. I'm sure.
I told you, watch 800 million revenues next when you see 25, 26.
Yeah, I think so.
Council go and watch.
I think so. Yeah. So Jarvis is away. We wish him, wish him well, because he deserves a break. He's been at it. Yeah, he does. Bless him. He's been at it all year, so he deserves a bit of a break. So me and Mark and Nuruddin and Cassidy want to join us. Yeah, Cassidy wants to join us.
And yeah,
you're going to enjoy your holiday.
I know I can't stay away, so I'll bring my laptop. So hopefully we'll do at least one more show next week. Quickly around the table, Cass and Stu, I want you to grade the transfer window so far, and I just want to sum up for you: Santos 50 million, Tielemans 35, Tiernan Thompson 8 million, and Carl Darlow. So we have spent 93 million.
We haven't though,
plus
because when you deep it, there's 6 million. I know it's not. It's factually incorrect.
Okay.
Because Tylen Thompson's 4 million and not even guaranteed add-ons, and Santos one is 2 million. It's not paid yet, so we haven't spent it, have we?
No, but this fees includes potential add-ons. So basically,
yeah. Again, VTech is 7 plus 7. So it's a 7 plus 7 deal, that is.
So the outgoings: Rasmus Højlund, Vitek, Fredrickson, undisclosed, Onana, Binder, Malacia, Sancho, Casemiro, Greenwood. So total received 70.3 million net spend, but net spend is fuck all. But this includes potential add-ons. So, and then also you guys in the chat, rate the window so far 1 to 10.
3.5.
Yeah, I was going to go 4. I can't get any more than 4. I can't do any more than 4.
4.
Yeah.
3.5.
Yeah.
At best.
It feels like basically we have signed 2 players, Tielemans and Santos.
Because Rashford is, even though I can get behind the whole Rashford thing, I just can't. You didn't sign him. It's not signing, so you can't rate it the window. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No. It's everybody's the same. 2, 3. You're going to get 2 or 3. You're not going to get any more than 4.
So what's it going to take for us to get up to a 7, 8, maybe 9?
Sander Berge and a competent left back.
Yeah, you're not really going to get up to a 7 or an 8, are you? I mean, Sander Berge moves you up to 5. Competent left back moves you up to 7. That's about it. I think.
Sander Berge for me makes it a good 6.5.
6.5.
I don't think it's a good enough left back to really make it an 8.5. Unless it's Lewis Hall, but I think the max window we can have now is about 7, 7.5. I think.
Not higher than that. No, I'd agree.
I don't think you can now.
No, I'd agree with that.
If we get Sander Berge and
Jarvis gives it a 10.
We sign.
If we were to get Jarvis,
let's say we sign Robinson and Sander Berge, 2 full-time players.
That's not happening.
I think we are pushing 7.5.
What if we got
because of the 3 midfielders, Tielemans, Sander Berge, and Santos? I think that's a strong midfield.
What if we bought Sander Berge and Patrick Berge? Then what would you give it?
10.
Look at his face. 10. And Ryerson, fucking 11.
Oh, then we are talking.
You're talking, aren't you, mate? Then
12 out of 10.
Yeah. Dave, I'd go Bueno, mate.
You know what? I didn't know Bueno's 5'11".
He's a good player, Bueno.
Yeah, get me Bueno. I thought he was short. I'm getting Bueno now because I like his attacking qualities. He's got good attacking qualities and he's still over there. I thought he was small. I honestly thought he was tiny.
No, he's a big lad. Yeah, he's a big lad, yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking him.
Yeah, don't forget there's 2 Buenos at Wolves. There's Santiago and there's
we want a Spanish one.
Yeah, the Spanish one, not the Chilean one, yeah. Is he Chilean, the other one?
No, maybe. Fuck knows.
Yeah, but yeah. Viparellis, he agrees. Yeah, he's a great player. I've been talking about Bueno for a bit. I'm not Jarvis. You can tell Viparellis. Talking about him for a while.
Yeah, you have been talking about the Bueno a lot.
Bueno, that's what they do.
My thing is with Bueno is he a little bit lightweight though.
Yeah, he's not great at defending either, but he's very good going.
Got a cracking shot on him.
Yeah,
and the good thing is Wolves already have a good backup left fullback.
They're in a championship. They've got no choice.
Mole Wolfie, what's his name? Wolfie.
Oh yeah, that one. Is he not right? Is he not right-footed though?
He plays left back. Yeah, they've had a good pre-season. They bought the Godfather back, didn't they, Mr. Jimenez? Mexico. They brought him back, and he's loving it. Yeah, I don't know who they've got in charge. I can't remember who they got in charge, but anyway, they seem to be doing quite well.
Seem injury prone.
I think Maatsen could actually be a good. I think we're going to get him. Now.
Because you just bought that Regani, whatever his name is, from Atletico Madrid, the one that got ripped up. Might be the case. Now, Delot's actually quite good or quite decent at defending. Yeah, I ain't got nothing like that. There's decent defenders like Delot. There's great defenders like Mazraoui, but then there's absolutely dross defenders like Bueno.
Yeah, he's not a great defender, Bueno.
Or Nori. Like it's just
Nori, but good going forward. Nori is another one good going forward.
Yeah, but he also likes to invert, so. You know, I get Cass's point. You know, when you mentioned we can't have a left back and a winger both inverting. You know, that's
we can't.
The balance is off. The balance is off if we do something like that. So yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, time to wrap it up. 2 hours 5 minutes. It's been a great show, guys. Smash a like if you haven't. Subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils. We will be back Monday 9 p.m. with Jarvis's Corner. Maybe I will be there, maybe not. Boss Stu will be there, Mark will be there, Nuruddin will be there. I don't know if Cass is around, but if he's around, Stu will send him the link.
I'll send him the link.
Yeah. So, guys, it's been a great show and all of that jazz. Thank you, and thank you, Cass, Never a Foul, Cass Central, and Stu Wally. So, guys, have a good one. See you. Bye-bye.
See you, boys.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.